talking.
You can read it to him.
I can read it to you as well, right?
Let me log in into your channel then.
Yeah, just turn the volume down, that's all. Or I can just
Yeah,
read it to you.
no, that's fine. I'm on. There we are.
I'll go turn that off.
Yeah, here we are. We're live.
All right, my friends. So today we are visiting our dear friend Josue, who is live in Campeche. So Josue is living in Campeche right now, and we're streaming live from Campeche to here in Merida to
Yes,
our
sir.
fancy program that we got.
Welcome, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Hello, everyone.
So Josue, you're living in Campeche, right? The state and the city.
Yes, I'm in Campeche, the city. This is the capital. It's a really small city, being honest. It's really beautiful though, and it's really quiet, even more than Merida.
Yeah, that's one thing we liked about Campeche is it's so quiet there. Very peaceful city. Very
Yes.
peaceful. So you like living there then, eh?
Most of the time, usually when I'm where I live, because I'm usually at the pool, or on the grill, just reading, relaxing. I do enjoy the silence, so that's why I like it.
Yeah. Are you working out? Are you running the Malecon?
Sometimes in the afternoons, I live like 4 blocks away from the Malecon, so that's why, let's say, 4 times a week I do go there to run, to jog, or
Okay.
just to buy some marquesitas and esquites.
Yeah. So you're just 4 blocks away from the Malecon, and how long you've been there for almost a year now, eh?
It's
No.
been six,
No, not quite.
6 or 7 months, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's been a while. I know that.
Yes,
Longer than a few months, anyway. That's for sure.
yes, it's been about 6 months already. Last 6 months, yes, it's a long time. Hey, but it's a good town. I mean, you don't have a lot of different kind of food, but the one they have is good. Like they just do cochinita, lechon, like in Merida, but with a different style, and it's good. I mean, seafood is okay too, and it ain't that expensive. So I do enjoy that.
You think it's cheaper there than here in Merida?
Um, in restaurants, it is, but like in the supermarkets, I can tell I pay more here than I was paying in Merida.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I eat a lot of fruit, right? That's basically my and all I eat. So the bananas back in Merida, I was paying around 20 pesos a kilo, and right here I pay around 26 to 27. So ain't much different, but that's 7 pesos different. In the long run, it's a little bit more.
Oh, okay. I thought it would have been cheaper there, the fruits and vegetables. Hmm.
Less demand, less people.
Yeah, less demand, less people. How many? Do you know the population of Campeche?
Not sure, but let me Google real quick. Mm.
Yeah, it's not as big as Merida, I know, but
No, it's way smaller. It's not even a million.
no. I'm gonna guess
Here,
500,000.
928,000.
928.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bigger than I thought.
I thought we decided it was as big as about Red Deer.
Oh
Oh,
no, that's the full state.
yeah, that's the full state. I was gonna say.
Yeah, yeah. The city is only 294,000 people.
Oh, okay, that sounds better.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, that's
So
that's
small.
small. Yeah, it's small population.
Okay, well, before we go any further, I just want to say the way how I met Josue was here in Merida through our dear friend Eddie Allen, who is a musician playing here in Merida, and he's from the UK, who is now he's gone back to the UK. So a lot of people that we've met here have all been somehow related to Eddie. Almost everybody we met has been has a connection to Eddie Allen, eh?
Yeah,
Almost
Yeah.
almost all of them.
it's the 6 degrees of Eddie, but it's not even 6 degrees. It's like 2 or 3 degrees of Eddie Allen.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
almost everybody we met is from Eddie pretty well. There's very few that we've met that aren't connected to Eddie one way or another, you know. Or if we never met them through Eddie, they know who Eddie is, right?
Yes.
Like all
He
those
was
people in
all over
Progresso,
the
and
city.
you know, they all know who he is out there, right?
Yeah.
Too funny, too funny. So anyway, so we'll go back to so yeah, so obviously you're from Mexico. Where were you raised?
I was born and raised back in Cancun when it was a little small town. Actually, we used to live in a resort back in Cancun because at that time there weren't too many houses around. So when they took my dad to Cancun, we used to live in a villa in the lagoon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also there weren't many hospitals. And my grandma, she received me when I was born. So you can say I was born in a resort. And yeah, and I was raised in the same resort for about 8, 9 years until my dad said it was time that we should move to a real house. I didn't like the idea. I think it was I'd rather be back in the resort, playing on the pool and on the
Yeah.
ocean and everything than be at home. Like it was way a lot of difference. But anyway, I saw the city grow. It was a beautiful city. All that area, I can tell you. Like I do recall when Playa del Carmen was only where you used to take the ferry. Um, Puerto Morelos didn't used to exist. It was just the same, a little fisherman town. You
Yeah.
could just go there, and with 100 pesos, you can buy like a lot of fish, shrimps, and whatever. And it was really good. And I do recall also like all the Mayan Riviera was too small, and it was too beautiful. We used to go a lot of camping in almost every single place in the area, like Tulum, Akumal, Chemuyil, all that area that is now full of resorts. It used to be for camping, and it was awesome. We used to go to the crab season, so we used to help them cross the street, to the turtles when they used to put their eggs, so just to help them to save, so they can don't be hit by a car or anything. And it was pretty good. I mean, I can tell you, it was like 6 or 7 years old, and I used to take taxis by myself to move around the city. So that's really hard to find nowadays.
Yeah, it was a lot different back then for sure. So what year would have that been, Josue?
That was back in 1986.
86. Okay.
Yes, I was born in 86. So when I started moving around, it was about 92, 93, something like that. And it was awesome. I used to love it.
Yeah, I bet growing up on a resort that must have been quite a good
Yeah.
quite a good life for a young lad like yourself.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome because I used to have like jet skis on my service because they were trying to rent it. I used to go to Isla Mujeres like anytime I want because the boats were there and like, hey, JP, you want to go to Isla Mujeres? And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. Can someone tell my dad that I'm going to Isla Mujeres? Oh, yeah, sure. And that was my life, bro. I used to love that.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Yeah.
So and then after you lived in Cancun, and then where did you go after Cancun?
Then I went to Mexico City with my aunt to live, and I was trying to study at La UNAM in Iscali. That was a long time ago. So I used to live like in La Pensil. It's like kind of a bad area to live, in Mexico City. But hey, the house
Yeah,
was
yeah.
in there and it was good. And I used to go all the way to Estado de Mexico, so that was about 2 hours and a half in the subway and the bus and everything to go to college. And I used to work as a waiter sometimes at night.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was when I was doing the first time I was doing college, but I did not finish my the college at that time. So we're skipping a little bit of my life, but at that moment, then I met my ex-wife. So she helped me to get into a job in the Secretariado Nacional Ejecutivo de Seguridad Pública, and I started working in there as let's say like a consultant. So I was learning everything about public security, and I started development. So the development of some programs for the police and other areas, and I used to like that a lot. So then the President Calderon, he came and he broke a new major for college called Licenciatura en Seguridad Pública, and that was for the people like me who was doing that kind of work.
Yeah.
And so we took like courses for 6 months, and we just did a test. And of course, we knew everything because we were doing that already as a job, and that's how I got my major. Like it was pretty easy, being honest. And after that, like someone invited me to the private sector to do what I was doing with a better salary. So hey, why not, right? So that's when I started traveling all around the country, and then I like it. And my daughter was born in 2012, and that's when I decided to create my own company because I was looking to get more money, of course, for my family. So I created my own company, and I was associated with other companies, and we started doing all over the country those projects, and I used to love it. So I used to work in really hot places, as we said in Mexico, like in Tamaulipas. I was in Ciudad Mante, El Mante. Um, those are like ghost towns nowadays because there are a lot of problems. I was in Tampico, in Monterrey, Apodaca. I was in Nayarit, in Santiago Escuintla. I've been in Tlaxcala, I mean, Veracruz. I have worked in about 10 states all over the country doing what I love, right? And, and it's been such a fun journey. But my biggest job was back in Merida because I worked for 5 years, all the projects for the police and how you say it, La Fiscalía. I'm not sure what will be the equal in English for that.
Fiscal police, fiscal.
Yeah, let me put it. Yeah,
It's a district of police.
yeah, the prosecutor's office, something like that will be. Sorry. And that's why I stayed in Merida. I enjoy it. I like the city because it was beautiful. Um, it was a relaxing city. The ocean was not too far away from my home, so that's when I decided to buy a home and stay in Merida because it was kind of weird for my daughter to be traveling all around the country, and she had to go to school and do friends and all that kind of things. So that's why I stayed in Merida.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
regret it. I like it, but yeah, I mean, it's good. It's beautiful.
So, of all the places you visited in the country, what was your favorite? Like, where would you love to live forever and ever?
Jalapa.
Yeah.
Jalapa is so beautiful. The mountain, waterfalls, the weather, the food. The ocean is an hour and a half away. Mexico City is a couple hours away. Ain't too big, ain't too small. You have enough to live like, and it's really beautiful. And I love hiking and adventure, so I have everything in there. I have El Cofre de Perote. I have a couple of waterfalls. I have a couple other mountains nearby. The only issue with Jalapa is that salary is really low, so you need to bring your own money from other places. So people in Jalapa earns so little that you cannot live working in Jalapa. That's the only issue with that.
Hmm.
Yes, we've met a few people in our travels from Veracruz. Veracruz, Chiapas, they all seem to be, everybody's moving away from there. And Oaxaca too, maybe. You might know a little more about Oaxaca.
Yes, yes, yes. My mom is from Salina Cruz, Oaxaca. That's a
Oh,
little town
yes.
where Pemex is. Like they have ships and a lot of oil move around there. But it's been such a long time. I don't go to Oaxaca. Let's say about 22 years
Oh
that I don't
wow.
go there. Yes, but hey, it's a beautiful place and food is amazing. I like Oaxaca too. Like, I mean, I'd rather be on Jalapa than Oaxaca, but yeah, Oaxaca is beautiful too. And they eat a lot of grasshoppers, and they're really good. Like, they're good.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to go to Jalapa, but I'm excited to go to Oaxaca as well.
They're
And I
really
think
close.
our viewers, after listening to your description, will understand why we want to go to Jalapa so badly.
Yes,
Because
Jalapa.
you did sell it. It was a good sell.
Yes, I mean it's really beautiful, and I love it. And if you like coffee like I do, there's like 100 coffee shops. Like, they're one next to another one, and they're all good. Food is so amazing, so cheap. I mean, cheap comparing with other cities, right? Like I used to go with my girlfriend to a nice place in Jalapa to have lunch or dinner with a nice mountain view, coffee. You guys know I don't drink, but she used to drink like martinis and things like that. Meals, snacks, and everything. And it was under 1,000 pesos.
Wow.
So,
It's
but
getting. I think it's getting busier there in Jalapa too, though. I'm seeing people that are moving there.
yeah,
Like more gringos are starting to go there. A few. I mean, not like Merida, obviously, but people are kind of looking for the same thing that Jennifer and I are looking for. A cooler temperature, and then to travel around, cheaper cost of living, kind of integrate more with the locals than being in like say Cancun or Merida, where there's a lot of foreigners, right? I don't think there's as many foreigners, obviously, in Jalapa.
no, they're less. Yeah, that's another thing about the temperature. Back in Jalapa, we are between, let's say, decent day between 18 Celsius to 24, 25, and that's lovely.
Yeah,
All this area in the south, like here in Campeche, we are between 32 and 45, and it's fire. Like,
yeah, it's hot there too, right? It's even hotter there. You said.
yeah, I feel like it's hotter, but I'm not sure now. Like, yeah, the south of the country is like, yeah, it's really, really hot.
Well, I checked the temperature in Jalapa a few days ago, well, last week, and it was 10 degrees difference compared to here. Like it was 35 here and it was 25 there. That's a big difference in temperature.
A lot, and it makes a difference. Like, I used to go jogging for, let's say, 5 kilometers a day, and I don't even sweat back in Jalapa. I've been here for 6 months and already overweighted. Like, I already have a belly because I cannot go jogging too often because it's too warm, too humid, and I can't do much thing.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
so that's kind of rough. Hey, and back in Jalapa, you don't need AC, so that's something good too because you can be at your place, relaxing with the windows open and having a nice coffee,
Yeah.
And back here in the south, I mean, I'm not saying that it's bad, but it's way much different, right? As you know, you need to be with your AC almost all day because if not, you're sweating all day. That's something that I'm not
Yeah.
enjoying.
Yeah. And I guess it'll save you some pesos too because you don't have to pay for the air conditioning to be running all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah, we had a whopper of a bill here last month, Josue. Oh my God. It was 9,000 pesos. We had a yeah, yeah, 9,000 pesos our CFE bill was. But that was also a little bit in the rear, like 1,000 pesos was a little bit owing from before. So, but still, yeah, crazy, crazy, crazy.
Do you want to know how much was my power bill back in Jalapa?
How much?
92 pesos.
Yeah, yeah.
That was my rent. It was a three-floor house, fully furnished with security outside. It was a gated community. 9,500 pesos.
Wow. Whew, that's crazy.
Yeah, way
Yeah,
much different.
I see why you want to go back there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So, you think eventually, when you're done working in
Oh yeah,
Campeche,
definitely.
that's your plan is to go to Jalapa?
Yes, actually, I'm talking with as you already know, I'm now working my own company in these moments because things that happened last year ago.
Yeah, yeah.
With the people that I'm working now, I'm already telling them that they should open an office back in Jalapa and send me there. I'll gladly go there and run the office for them, but I really want to go back to Jalapa.
Well, that'd be good. So maybe in the next couple months, shortly after we arrive there, maybe you will end up back in Jalapa.
I'll definitely love that. Like, yes, yes, because
So
I'd rather be there.
yeah, yeah, I bet. No kidding, no kidding. Mind you, like you said, you like Campeche, but you would prefer to live in Jalapa.
Yes, definitely. What I like also from Campeche, as I said, is where I live. Like I have an area with hamacas, on the top, near to the pool. And
Yeah,
when you're there, you can actually look at the ocean because it's really close by, right? And that's what I like. But there's not too much different food. That's something that I don't enjoy too much because I've been living in the south for a long time. Even when I was in Cancun, it's almost all the same food, right? Just a second.
yeah.
Sorry, I was running out of battery.
Oh, that's okay.
So yeah, something that they need a little bit more in here in Campeche is food. Like you're gonna find almost in every single place that they sell the classic cochinita, lechon, relleno negro. The classic Mayan food. Let's say because I think it's Mayan.
Yeah,
They need more, you know,
variety.
something else. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I know when I was in Mexico City just for that short time with George there, man, I love the food there. It was so good. I found the food really, really good there. I mean, I like the food here too, but like you said, it's the same thing almost everywhere you go. It's the same, 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 and it's a lot of pork. Here they eat a lot of pork and a lot of chicken. I mean, there is beef, but it's mostly pork here. They eat a lot of pork.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
I like
almost
pork.
all. Yeah, but that's a lot of pork. Like almost all the food they do is pork. I don't know why.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It is. It's a
Yes.
lot of pork here, definitely. So in Veracruz is more of a variety, you say.
Yes, you have from everything. There's tons of options. Like it's nearby the center of the country, so you can have a lot of food, and also like um, the ocean is really close, so you can have like seafood. You can have steaks. You can have pork, chicken, and the classic Mexican food from the area, like You're gonna have real tamales, tlacoyos, quesadillas, from all the different and different sauce, because there's a lot of diversity of sauce in Mexico. But back in the south where we are right now, they only eat habanero, like in
Yeah,
slices, in a little bit with water, with onion. But it's always habanero only. You know,
yes,
that's the only
yeah,
issue. I mean, I'm not saying that is not good, but if you have more options, it's even better, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm for more options myself too. Yeah. Like I said, we do like the food here, but we're finding, like you said, it's just the same old all the time, all the time. So it'll be nice. And even when we go to Cancun, we notice the food is different over in Cancun, right, in Quintana Roo, you know. And then even Bacalar, that whole area is different as well.
Yeah.
Jen wants to ask you something. I can't.
Yes.
So we touched on it a little bit. Um, so I'm wondering how you feel about gringos moving to Mexico. And when I say gringos, I guess I mean foreigners.
Yeah, like every white people, right?
Right.
Yeah, white, brown,
Are they
black, yellow,
welcome, or
all foreigners, right?
Yes,
Every color.
do you feel like welcome, welcome, or get out? We've got enough, or and do we have an impact? Is it a negative impact? Is it a positive impact? Just I mean, you don't have to get too political. I'm just trying to
of course.
figure out a Mexican's version of what we see online, I guess.
Yes, of course. Well, for me, I think that it's a little bit of both. Like, it has good things because also it helps the economy, right? Being honest, yes, you guys bring dollars and that's move a lot. Difference from Mexicans, you don't like, you pay whatever they say. Like, you don't try to, I forgot the word in
Barter.
English. Exactly. Yeah. And that's something good, right? Because some people, local people, they're like, they get the money. And also, it brings more people. So it's almost tourism because your family come, your friends come. And that's good in one side. But in the other side, in let's say the other situation is like, sorry, playing red. And and I do enjoy that. Also, like looking at different people, different cultures, and when we start mixing everything, that's something that I do enjoy. Now, in the other hand, there is not that good people that comes around and they want to be like they're mean people with Mexicans or even people from Central America that live in Mexico. Like Wasp and guys like that they think they're superiors. That's what I don't like. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
saying about everyone, but there's people like that. I have met people like that, like,
yeah,
um, and that's the people that we don't want here. Does it have an impact on economy? Yes, of course, because it's normal, right? The American or Canadian dollar worth more than the peso. So whenever there's a large group of American or Canadian or European people coming here to live, of course, the owners will they rent the places or the leisure, whatever. They will rather rent it to Americans or foreigners because they can pay more and things like that. So prices do go up. That's normal. I mean, that's part of economy. So, but not everybody have a good saying about that, right? But for me, it's okay. Like I do enjoy people coming and going. So
I think for the most part, most people are pretty understanding, and most people are pretty decent people. I think there's bad apples, that move here, that come here to, that really shouldn't be here, that do things that they shouldn't be doing or whatever. But I think the majority of the people that come here are pretty decent, and just a lot of people I find want to give back to the community, no matter what. If you're what race you are, color, what gender you are, whatever. People want to give back to whatever community they're living in. They want to help out the street dogs. They want to help clean the neighborhood, or they just want they want it to be better, right? I think everybody kind of tries to pitch in, but I do understand as well that it is kind of it's driving up the cost of living too. Like you can't, there's no denying that. But also the the rich Mexicans that are moving here, say from Mexico City, are also driving up the cost of living, right? Like in this Pravada where we live, it's not white people here mostly. It's mostly Mexicans that live here and where we live in this Pravada, right? So it's people that have come here with good paying jobs, lawyers, doctors, and whatnot have come here, and they brought their money with them, right? So they're also driving up the cost of living, but it's the same worldwide, it happens in every country, everywhere you go, you know. And I think the way the world is now, a lot of people are looking at Mexico because it offers so much, and then the freedom aspect of it, right? Like Mexico's a pretty free country compared to a lot of other countries right now, right? So and I think it's bringing a lot of people here that reason, the freedom, I believe anyway. So
Yes.
people aren't just moving here for the beaches or because they think it's cheaper. Like Jennifer and I always dreamed of moving here 12 years ago, a long, long time ago, just because we love Mexico, we love the culture, we love the people, we just love the lifestyle that Latin America has. They're so family orientated and very, the community just means a lot, and it's just even a doctor, you're getting WhatsApp messages from your doctor and that personal care that you don't get that back home, right?
Yes.
So that's just it's heartwarming to see that type of community, right? And that type of those type of people, right? Like I say, it's more family orientated here, the Latin culture, so it's attractive to a lot of people. That's what Jennifer and I fell in love with, right? Was that whole lifestyle.
Yeah, and I want to say too, I strive to have, if I have an impact, I only want it to be positive.
Yeah.
I am not coming here, I'm not moving here and saying, okay, well, we have to change this because there's a better way to do it. Um, I, I am not here to affect change. I'm here to adapt.
Yeah, we want to change, right?
Yes.
We want to
Yeah.
change to
But
the way of life
I
here.
do see comments, in Facebook groups and stuff like that. No, they'll take a picture of something like this we have to make a change because this isn't right. And I don't think us as gringos have that right at all. Um, for whatever community it was that we came from, rose to that level that they were at, and I think we owe it to Mexico to let them get to whatever level they're going to get to on their own. I don't believe that we should have any effect on progress.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So, okay, so I think that's enough of that. So, one thing that I really wanted to ask you about, what do you think of the Maya train? What's your thoughts of the Maya train? Because I
Being
know
honest,
good
I
and bad.
haven't even seen it. Like they say this all around Campeche, but I've been going around Campeche and I haven't seen anything of the Mayan train. The only thing I seen from like the reels or something was created by Porfirio Diaz 400 years ago, I guess. Like I don't see anything new around, but I do see it when I used to go to Cancun because all the not the freeway, like the way to Cancun, it's under construction because they were doing the way to the Mayan for the Mayan train. But out of that, I haven't seen anything else. Like
Well, what do you think it's going to be good or you think it's bad? Like I've seen people on the internet, locals saying, that they went over top of ancient ruins and they displaced some communities apparently, which I didn't know about, but they bought them out. They gave them homes, and I didn't know about that. I don't even know if it's true or not. That's just what I seen on online. So, and you know how that goes. You can't believe everything you see online. A lot of it is lies. So I don't know. And then yeah, and just I think it personally. I think it's going to be good, and I think it's got its bad things as well because it is destroying some of the jungle, some of the the rainforest. They cut down a lot of trees and whatnot. But progress, whenever there's progress like that, there's going to be, give and take, right? Good and bad. So I don't know. I think overall, I think the Mayan train, the good is going to outweigh the bad. I think.
Well, the only issue is that here in Mexico we never plan the things properly. So I guess about the jungle and all the trees that they're destroying, they're not like replanting again or moving to somewhere else. They're just cutting and destroying. So that's something bad.
Yes.
Okay, because I know people who has big companies who owns big companies and they're working in the Mayan train. Okay, so they know what they're doing. They're just cutting and throwing away because they get paid to do that. And hey, I won't be mad with these people that I know because I know that's their work, right? That's the job they have to do, and they were hired to do that. Um, in the kind of tourism, that will be awesome if they do complete it the way they're saying. But knowing this president, I don't think it will be able to do it. But it looks awesome. The full project looks awesome. I don't know much about how much the cost and everything for you can use it, but it looks really good. And there is one that is kind of the same back in Chihuahua, El Chepe, and that's pretty good. I already ride on that one, and I recommend it, by the way.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that one is pretty cool. I'll tell you in a moment about it. And about families, yeah, I have heard that a lot of families have been moved away, and the government pays the land like 1 peso per square meter that or less, and that's like, come on, you're
Oh, wow.
drawing these people away from their home and their lands and everything. But hey, at the end of the day, that's what happened in Mexico. So that's the only bad thing I see about it. But I think it's a really cool project. I hope they can finish again. Like they can do it the way they're saying it's gonna be, because at the cost of people and let's say the tree, all the green in the area, it's a high cost that we're having. Because even like when you drive all the way to Cancun, the freeway it used to be like full of trees, and now you go by and there is nothing because they already destroyed more and more, so they can do like a bigger freeway, and they have in the middle so you can the train can go pass by. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of destruction, and just in that area, we're talking about 335 kilometers around from Cancun to Merida, just a freeway.
Yeah.
So we're
Yeah. And
talking
this is
about,
going to loop, yeah, all the way around the Yucatan. So that's just one stretch.
yeah, so that's a lot of trees that they are destroying and not replanting. That's the issue. Like they're not trying to grab them and just put it other place. They're just cutting and destroying. That's something that I don't like.
No, I don't like. Yeah, no, I agree. I don't like that either. What bothers me is not the trees, obviously as well, but the habitat, the animals, right? Like jaguars, the deer, all the animals that are affected by the train as well, right? You
Yes.
know, is it going to be like because now they have a freeway to cross, now they've got a train to cross as well. Railroad tracks to go across. And then like you said, you cut down all their trees so that they use that for vegetation, for their food, for hiding, for shelter. You know,
Yes.
so
Oh,
it's a huge impact. It is. It's huge. It's a huge impact. It really is. I truly hope that it does outweigh the. I believe. I always try to think positive, so I believe it will outweigh the bad. But it is definitely a huge impact for sure on the area. Definitely on the Yucatan. well, on the peninsula.
Yes.
So, but I also think that locals are going to travel with that train too, right? Like people that work, that they have a job in Cancun, or that say like Edgar, for example, who's got a job he has to do somewhere. You can hop on now the train and get there in half the time, or people who do a job in another city from say Campeche, and they got to come to Merida, for a business meeting or whatever, right? They're gonna hop on the train, right? Versus traveling, and then also the you got to think of the pollution that it's going to save, right? Because now that's how many cars are not on the road, so less pollution. So there is good to go with it too, right? Less traffic on the road, so less accidents. We hope, right?
Yes.
Less chances of accidents, right? And then they also said they're going to move goods as well on some of the trains. So they're going to have cars that are strictly haul goods. So that also means less semis on the road, big trucks hauling goods, right, to from Amazon or whatever, right, or to to warehouses, right? So hopefully,
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. Hopefully, it will be a good project. I mean, they already have invested and destroyed a lot. So just
Yeah,
let's hope that it works the way they're trying, or they say it's gonna work, so we can have at least something good and can help all the the people in the area for a long time, so it can cover the
yeah,
cost of all the animals and all the vegetation in the area. So
yeah. My friend, our friend, loves loud cars. He said that I posted a video earlier about it, and they, excuse me, they are going to build like ramps or whatever to go over the tracks, or tunnels to go under the tracks for the wildlife to safely cross. So they did talk about that in one of the videos that I saw about the Mayan train. They do it back in Canada with the highways and that, and the trains as well. They'll build like a big tunnel for the wildlife to cross underneath the highway safely. So they were talking about that. Yeah, thanks, brother. Loves loud cars. I draw I drew a blank there for a second. So yeah, hopefully they do that for sure. So anyway, I guess that's all I have for that. Nathan, thank you, Nathan. I was drawing a blank of his name. I could just think of his YouTube channel name there.
yes,
He has a YouTube channel up in northern Alberta in Canada. So if you're watching, and check out Loves Loud Cars YouTube channel, guys. A lot of manly stuff. He posts a lot of manly heavy equipment and driving big semis and hauling gravel and stuff like that. So I think that's really anything else you want to add for the Mayan train? I really think that's about it, eh?
yeah. I mean, I'm not much into politics, as you said. I just saying about the perspective for. As I said, I grew up in the south of the country, in Cancun, all this area, and yeah, I have grown in a really weird way. And now with this project, the only issue for me is that they're destroying a lot of jungle, right?
Yeah.
But
No,
as I
I
said,
agree with you, my friend.
it seems really cool. I hope they do finish the project in the way they're trying, and that we can enjoy that train someday.
Yeah, well, it would be nice, but yeah. Oh, I'm with you though too. I don't like the destruction that it leaves behind, but progress, if you want to call it progress, progress always leaves some type of destruction whenever they build anything. Like even at the on the Gulf, right on the coast, they're building these high rises, and I don't like to see that. I'd rather just see a small little house, right, or a smaller place instead of a great big huge high rise that's overlooking the ocean. I mean, sure it looks cool, but you know it's a lot of money for those places too.
Yes.
You know, so only so many people can afford that type of lifestyle, to buy into that, you know, to buy into a big high rise, big condo unit or whatever, right?
Yes, the
So,
one that they're like the Bayview Grand back in Cancun. I do recall that was a beautiful beach. It used to be like I think it was Playa Chacmol, where now they well not now like 15 years ago they built those Bayview Grand apartments. So nice, so beautiful. But hey, we lost the beach, so that's something that I didn't like, right?
yeah.
But they are sold for over $1 million or something like that. So I guess the guy who created that, built that, he's so rich now.
Yeah. Well, owning land here now, I think is look at the pesos increased in value so much in the past year. The peso keeps going up and up, and it's not going to be long. It's going to be par to the Canadian dollar. You know, like seriously, right? Like it's rose quite a bit, right? So it's booming here. The economy, the Mexican economy is booming right now all over Mexico. You see it everywhere you go when we travel. They're building. There's so much construction all over. You know, it seems like it anyway. Everywhere I go, it seems like there's a lot of construction. They're building highways and they're putting buildings up, and you know, there's lots of construction going on
Yeah,
all
a
over.
lot.
I don't know, how was it in Jalapa when you were there for construction?
Really, really relaxing.
It's kind of like Campeche, eh? Like it's very chill,
Yes, it's a little bit bigger,
except for the
and
food, and the food's better.
the food is better, the weather is better.
Yeah, the weather's better too. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing with Jalapa is that Veracruz is focused almost all the college in Jalapa. So it's almost a student town. And also that's
Oh,
the
okay.
capital of the state. Jalapa is the capital of
Yes.
Veracruz.
Yeah. Yeah.
So almost all the city are the college buildings, the
Oh,
public college. Plus they have two or three major colleges like Anahuac, like back in Merida, all over the country. We have Anahuac. They
yeah.
have a big college in there.
That's where Jen went.
Una.
Oh, Unam. Oh, sorry.
And there's other ones, right? But those are the two major, like the one from the state, the public one, and the Anahuac. So they have so many buildings all over the area that that's why the cost of living in Jalapa ain't that expensive because they don't produce too much, but it's full of students.
Lots of students there.
Exactly. That's why the cost is so reduced, and it's nice. Like, and they're hippies, by the way, so they try to save us as much money as they can. That's why you can go to there's so many mini coffee shops. You can go there, buy a cup of coffee with nice internet, and you can stay there for hours. They won't tell you a thing because they know that that's why you go there. Okay. And as I said, they have a lot of terraces, and you can see the mountain. You have to see the clouds and the weather. It's really nice.
Yeah, and it's not that far of a drive to go to Mexico City from there either, right? I think it's like three and a half hours.
Yes, in a car it's like 3.5 hours. If you go in ADO, it's like 6 hours.
Yeah. What's the highway like from Veracruz to Mexico City? Is it a good highway?
Yeah, it's if you pay the toll highway,
Yes.
it's you go real nice. There's only a couple areas that there's a lot of curves,
Yeah.
so you gotta be careful. But outside of that, it's really nice, and you can you can get to Mexico City really fast.
Now I'm assuming you've traveled that highway before. You've drove it.
Yes, yes, you need to go there. Like you can go by Puebla with
Yeah.
can't recall the name of Las Cumbres de Maltrata. That's like the hardest uh, area to drive in that highway
Yeah.
because you're going up or down the mountain, a big mountain. So and it's full of trailers. So that's the only like a little bit hard, let's say. Outside of that, everything is like really fast. And
Now, how much is a toll road to go there? Because a lot of people, like, I didn't know that when I moved here, until I moved here, that they had the toll roads are not cheap here. Like, it's
no,
over 500 pesos to go to Cancun from here. Like, it's almost 600 pesos,
it's
right?
600 and something to go from Merida to Cancun.
One
Yes,
way.
yes,
You're looking at 1,000 peso, over 1,000 pesos to go to Cancun and back from Merida. So, do you
yes.
know what the toll road is to go to Mexico City?
From Jalapa to Mexico City is about 750, let's say.
One way.
One way, yes.
So about the same. It's a little bit more even.
But it's a little bit. It's totally worth paying the toll.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I agree. It is. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Ain't that cheap? Like almost every single road in Mexico they charge you. I don't know why, but they do charge. And one time I tried to took like all free freeway. I was driving from Monterrey to Merida, and let's say when I did that, when I drove one time, it took me about 14 hours to go from Merida to Mexico City, and about 16 hours from Mexico City to Monterrey. But it was all toll roads, right?
Yeah.
So it was 30 hours, 32 hours around. When I came back, one of the times that I came back, I used all the coast from Tampico. I went up to Tampico, and then all the state of Tamaulipas, Veracruz, Tabasco, Chiapas, Campeche to Merida. But
Hmm.
I use free freeways. Do you know how long it took me?
A long time.
Almost 3 days.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. That's a big difference.
Yeah. So all the money you spent in gas, you could have spent it on. You could have spent it on a toll road, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, but it was amazing. My car was full of. I bought a lot of groceries, fruits, candy, sodas. They sell you everything in the road on the road. So that was something nice.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Yeah. You you get to do some sightseeing, but you spent any money that you saved, on the toll road, you spent it on candy
Yes.
and gas.
And gas. Yes.
Yeah, and time. Yeah, that's the thing about going even from here, right? If you take the free, you can take the free highway to Cancun, but it's still, it takes you a little bit longer, not quite that long, but it's another. You can tack on it probably another hour onto your trip, and then the highway's not as good, more potholes, a little rougher, more twists and turns,
Narrower.
narrower. Yeah, you can't pass. Yeah, the highway is all 4 lane going to Cancun now, pretty well. So you can just cruise. Is it 4 lane going from Jalapa to Mexico City too?
Oh, it's a lot of curves.
Is
A
it?
lot. Yes, because that's all the mountain area. So
Yeah.
there's a lot.
Yeah.
And you gotta be careful. There's some areas that you don't see it, but like the car will go to one way, left or right, depending on how you're going, and you
Yeah.
will feel the force in the wheels, right? So it's kind of tricky.
Yeah. Well, we'll be making the trek anyway sometime from Jalapa to Mexico City. We will want to go there to visit, right? Just for the weekend, and then we are going to move there eventually, but we're going to want to go there and visit while we're living there since we're so close. Because we do know people that live there, right? So now I know, Jorge's father lives there, right? And then my friend Martin, he lives there just outside of Mexico City. So I know a few people that live in that area, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was saying anyway, back to the price for the toll roads. So it's $60 US one way to go to Cancun from here. Pretty well. It's a little bit more actually, and that's one
Uh,
way. So over $100 $120 US to go there and back.
No, it's like
Oh no, sorry, no, that's one way.
no,
Yeah,
that's both way, right? Because it's
yeah, both ways.
about 200 pesos for the first toll, and that is 390 something or 80 something the second one. So that's about 600 pesos.
Yeah, no, that was both ways. I was mistaken. Yeah, so it's actually
Yeah, it's about 5 to 600 pesos per weight. So that will be 1,200 pesos, let's say, a round trip.
yeah. Oh yeah, $70 US. So yeah, Nathan says it all depends if you want to get there, or you want to have a journey. Perhaps a toll is better than a higher taxes. Income tax is lower there. Income tax is lower here. Yeah,
Well,
lower than Canada, that's for sure.
well, Canada has a really high rate of taxes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't. There's not too many toll roads in Canada. There is toll roads, but not too many. Not too many. But I don't mind paying the toll road because, like you said, it's faster, it's safer. The road is better maintained, right? So, and they're always you got checkpoints you got to go through right on the toll road. So I don't mind paying it,
I can
especially
tell you
here.
that the only state where I have drove freely without paying any toll or whatever, and has really nice roads, it's Tamaulipas. That state, a lot of people is afraid of that state. I don't know why, but it's really beautiful, and all the roads are free, and that's
Wow.
nice. And they
Which
are
state?
like
Sorry, I
Tamaulipas.
did. Where's that at?
That's next to Nuevo León, on top of Veracruz. It's
Oh,
east
okay.
side,
So it's north.
northeast. Yes, that's the last
Okay,
state.
okay. Yeah. Well, you know, uh, Mexico's had a bad rap. I think people are afraid. They believe everything the television tells them.
Yeah,
You know, I'm sure, like anywhere, some places are dangerous, but there's dangerous places in Canada and Toronto too.
definitely.
There's dangerous places everywhere. You just have to be smart and not do stupid stuff, right?
Taxes. Uh,
Sorry, we're
the
getting
income taxes is about 16%, I guess, depending. That's the IVA tax that we have. Uh,
Okay.
they're a little bit lower than yours. The wage here they earn about nowadays like 2,500 pesos. That will be like I don't know, like 200 Canadians. No, I'm not sure about the exchange rate.
Oh, I have it on my phone. I can bring it up really quick. 2,500 pesos
Yes,
is like, yeah, 200 Canadian. You're almost bang on. 196, 197. So 200. Hey, you're smart. You must have went to college.
so that's what a guy here earns every 15 days, about 195 Canadian dollars.
Every 15 days, that's average, eh?
Yeah, that's the average. So yes,
Love's Loud's
Nathan.
uh,
Nathan.
Nathan is interested in what Tampico is like.
Excuse me one minute.
Tampico, it's a port. It's really beautiful. I can now. Well, you can look it at YouTube. It's easier. They have really nice food. They have like seafood is really great. They also have steaks, good steaks, and really close to the border with the U.S. And also Pemex has a lot of presence in Tampico, so that's a lot of oil going around. So basically, almost all the city works for Pemex, and there's a lot of foragings from Mexico, of course, but that goes to Tampico to work in the platforms, Pemex, and the boats, and everything has to do with oil and gasoline. It's in Tampico, and Ciudad del Carmen, that's here in Campeche nearby, and somewhere in Veracruz. Those are the biggest places on the East Coast.
Hmm.
Oh, they got a big sky wheel there too.
Yeah,
We
Campeche
were
is
on the sky
beautiful.
wheel in Cancun. That was a lot of
Oh,
fun.
yeah, on the bridge, on the Calinda Bridge, or no, it's Skywell. Yes.
It's a big Ferris wheel at La Isla
Yeah,
Oh,
in
yeah.
the hotel zone.
It's a similar to the high roller in Las Vegas, just smaller. Great, yeah, but yeah, it was very breathtaking views from up there for sure.
Yes, it's really beautiful. I've been in both, in the one in Plaza La Isla, that is the, as you said, and there's one in the bridge at Calinda where it goes up and you can see everything and it goes around.
Okay, so I just brought up some pictures here.
Yeah, that's, let
That's
me see,
beautiful.
Yeah, it looks really nice there.
that's the bridge that you have to cross, and it's really beautiful whenever you're passing by.
Right here, this one.
Yes, I have pictures on that bridge.
Oh, I think I've seen your pictures of that. Okay. And the
Yeah,
sand, the beaches look, doesn't have the white sand, it's got the brown sand, but the water
that's,
looks beautiful.
yeah, because that's the Gulf of Mexico. That's why the sand is like that.
Yeah, but well, here's the Gulf too, but it's still got the white sand, I guess, because we're on the Yucatan side. That's why.
Yeah, it's kind of half a little bit of the Caribbean.
Yeah, yeah. Probably from the limestone, eh? Yeah, it looks like a beautiful place.
It is beautiful.
Oh, this is the capital here.
Yes, and it's really busy though.
Wow, very cool. Yeah, it looks nice. Well, there's so many places that we want to explore. Like, wow, and I would never even think to even look at this place, unless you're talking to a local like yourself.
Yeah. I'm really proud. I have drove almost all around Mexico, almost all around the country. There
Yeah,
are really few places that I haven't visited or drive by.
you've been to a lot of places, eh?
Yeah.
That bridge reminds me of Pensacola, their bridge,
Oh, in Pensacola, yeah.
Florida.
Okay. Hmm. Yeah, it looks like a beautiful place. Anyway, that's for sure. What were you doing there? Were you just visiting, or were you working there?
I did a little project for them about bullying in the school. So I spent there just a couple weeks. But my base, let's say, or my hometown was Apodaca, Nuevo León at the time. So it's
Oh,
really
okay.
close, a couple
Yeah.
hours. So I was there just for a couple months, weeks,
Oh,
maybe a month and a half. But I did enjoy it. And anyway, that's like you have to drive by when you're coming to the south. It's the easiest way is to take like all the ocean side. But once again, a lot of people is afraid to drive through that state. I don't know why. I can tell you have drove there nighttime and really early in the morning or really late in the night, and hey, look at me, here I am. you know, Not even a single accident or anything.
huh. Oh, you say they're good drivers there.
Oh yeah, in the north of the country, they drive way much better than here in the south. I can tell you that. I mean, I'm from Cancun. Don't take me wrong, but yeah, I can tell you that they drive better in the north.
Yeah, they're crazy drivers in Cancun. Everyone's in a big hurry there. they got to get those tourists, all the Americans and Canadians, to the resort as quick as possible, just whipping down that coastal highway as fast as they can go, zooming in and out of traffic. They got to hurry up so they can get home to mama.
Yes, that's Cancun is a really busy city.
Yeah, that coastal highway is I remember when we used to come here for holidays and I'd get on that highway and would always be in the van, right, in the white vans or in the big buses or whatever, right? And they're just flying down that highway. It's like, holy shit. And then when I started driving it when I moved here, I was like, oh my God. Yeah, they fly down that highway. And those white vans are the worst, those guys that drive those white vans. The,
Yeah,
the,
they do that highway a lot of times a day, like so many times.
yeah, well, that's just it, right? They're back and forth probably 4 or 5 times a day or more, right?
Yes.
Well, my friend, I think we're going to wrap her up. I don't think I want to keep you anymore. Your girlfriend's there waiting for you. I see her doing chores in the background once in a while. You probably want to hurry up and get the heck off of the computer there, Josue.
She just arrived from Veracruz actually, like 6 hours ago.
Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you so much for being here, my friend. We'll let you go enjoy.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And it was wonderful to chat with you as well.
Thank you
Yeah, it
for
was
inviting
awesome
me.
to chat with you, buddy. It was great. Great. It was awesome.
Thank you.
Good to see you again. I hope we're going to make it to Campeche soon to visit you. If not, when you come here this way, give us a call. You know
I definitely will.
the door is always open if you want to come for the weekend.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
For sure, my friend. All right, guys, that'll be it. Hasta luego. God bless everybody out there. And as always, peace on earth. Thanks again, Josue.
Buenas
Thank you,
noches.
brother. I love you guys.
Love you too,
Descansen.
brother.
Bye bye.
Adios.
See you later.